Never buy a house without asking the 7 questions first. I work with a lot of buyers relocating to my area, and I know what will make a costly mistake or a sound investment. What are the long-term plans for the neighborhood? Well, neighborhoods change and fast. So before you decide to buy that house, you need to understand if there are any plans to make a big development next to you. It might be a new construction, or it might be a new school, or it might be a park, whatever it is. You need to understand what's happening with the planning of that neighborhood. They can increase the noise, the pollution, the traffic. So it's very important to know ahead of time. Your agent, if you have a good agent, they will do it automatically. Or I tell my clients always that it's better to hear from the source. I don't want to be the source of the source, but I can direct you to where to call, who to ask the questions from, so that you understand everything before you make that major purchase. So my clients were buying a house in Winchester, and when I found out there is a new house coming right next to them, sometimes, people think, oh my goodness, all this land goes with the house. It turns out that the plot of the house is much smaller, and that wonderful area is a plot for another house. So basically, they decided not to buy the house because they didn't want to deal with the noise and the dust and pollution. Number 2 is, how competitive is the school district really? So many parents who are relocating with kids learn about the school districts online, niche.com, US News High School Rankings, etc. But they don't know more details like, are the scores improving or are they declining? How competitive is the school environment? Is there overcrowding? Local insights matter more than what you can find online. Even if your agent doesn't live in the town, they can talk to a few people who have kids in that school district and can get you more information. Also, Facebook groups, parent groups are invaluable. Take it with a grain of salt because some people always complain about everything and anything, but you can get a gist of how competitive the school is, what is the morale, are the kids happy in the school? Not every school district will be the right fit for your child. What is the local tax structure? And is it changing? Property taxes, town assessments, and even transfer fees vary wildly from town to town. Some communities are in the middle of reassessment or override vote that could significantly impact your costs in the next year or two. It's good to know so you don't get a surprise. What's the actual commute time during rush hour? Google Maps might say 30 minutes when you check on it, but the actuality might be completely different. Even when you're driving in your car, suddenly the GPS says, oh, we need to add 19 more minutes. You need to talk to people who do that commute every day. Some highways, they always have accidents. You can expect the delays. They happen all the time. So my clients, when they're coming from different states, they tell me, I want to be 45 minutes, up to 45 minutes from Boston. And then they rely on Google Maps for that information, and they tell me towns that are definitely not 45 minutes away when you're in a rush hour. If you are, in that future town that you're considering, do the driving yourself during the rush hour and see how it feels. In plus minus 10 minutes, you will have a pretty good idea of how much time it will take. If there is nobody you can ask, just add 15 minutes to what Google Maps is saying. What's the seasonal impact in this location? A home might look perfect in June, but what happens in January? Does the driveway become an ice rink? Does the street get plowed last in the town? Is it a private road? Maybe the town takes care of the snow, maybe it doesn't. You need to find out those things. A bonus point. Find out about trash removal. So my clients wanted to buy this beautiful house. It was a private road, but they said, don't worry, it's a very small HOA fee and we take care of the snow and everything. You don't have to worry about it. Perfect. The agent didn't tell us about the trash. So the homeowners had to roll the trash cans or pull the trash cans to the major road. And that, for some houses, it was like 5 minutes. And nobody told us. My client had no clue. Thank goodness we decided to talk to the neighbors. They hire somebody from the neighborhood who is a high school kid. They give him $5. But in Massachusetts, some towns do not have trash pickup from the town. They have transfer stations. So people can take their trash, in bags, in their cars to the transfer station and drop it there. Or they can hire a private company, and the private company, they have to pay extra for the private company to come and take the trash. But something that people will never think about, ask about trash removal. Are there any assessments coming up by town? Now, when you're buying a condo or if the house is in an HOA, people know to ask that question. Are there any special assessments coming up? But when you're buying a house, a single standing house, it's not part of a HOA, you would not think of asking that. But the town has some assessments sometimes. Maybe they need to collect money to work on the roads. Maybe they're building a new school. It's an override that is needed. So those are the things that you need to find out before you buy the house. Also ask about rezoning or any other city plans. Now, I want to know if you had any experience like that. You bought a house and then regretted it because you didn't know about the town assessments or anything like that. So how do homes appreciate in that town? Do they appreciate? Do they depreciate? What is the percentage over the years? Especially if you're an investor, you're buying a rental property, you would know to ask that question. But if you're somebody who is going to live in that house, but maybe in 5 to 10 years you will outgrow that house and maybe you will want to keep the house instead of selling it, it would be important to know how the rentals are doing in that area. So if you're a first-time home buyer, especially, it will complicate things a little more because you don't know what to ask. Make sure to ask these questions when you're buying a home. It will help you avoid costly mistakes. If you're moving to the Boston area, please reach out to me. My name is Nouné. I'm a real estate agent. I have helped thousands of people to relocate to my area. I would gladly help you out as well. My contact information is in the description below.